Unfiltered by Jade.
Jade.
Welcome to the Unfiltered by Jade, where we educate, empower, and entertain. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, download, donate, and make everybody know about this.
Beats by RB Records.
Shopping assistance, your style, your budget. Our services include online and local shopping for individuals and businesses, personal shopping, purchasing of company and office supplies, importing and exporting small packages across Jamaica and worldwide, and helping you find unique gifts and items for all events and occasions. Contact us at 876-919-5195 or shoppingassistance2015@gmail.com. Shopping Assistance, your style, your budget.
Welcome back to Unfiltered by Jade. Today we have with us here Daniel Taylor. And Daniel is a professional artist, a master painter, an instructor, wildlife conservationist, and an international television host of When Paintings Come Alive. Now we're going to speak to Daniel about his paintings. And this is going to be so interesting. We have never really gotten a chance to speak to an artist behind the works. I'm happy to have you, Daniel. Welcome.
So nice. That's quite an introduction. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
No problem. So we're going to jump into it. First, what does the phrase "when paintings come alive" mean to you as a creative, as an artist?
Wow. Jay, I had an interview many, many years ago. During the interview, the lady she says, this is when paintings come alive. And I thought about that, and it's true, because the paintings that I do, it's called high realist painting, photorealist painting. They look very real, almost like a photograph. And it takes about a year to paint one painting every day. And so over a period of time, they gradually do come alive because it's layering. You're layering very translucent color upon another. And gradually it does come alive. So whether it's a human or an animal or whatever it might be. So very few of us in the world have the patience to accomplish this, but I'm just very pleased that I do. So for me, the phrase "when paintings come alive," it's part of our show that we have, When Paintings Come Alive. And it's following the journey of the subject. And it's always fun, positive, educational, and usually with a twist of suspense in it, all through just the stroke of a brush.
Just with the stroke of a brush. I looked at your YouTube page, even what you have showcased, you really have made paintings come alive with your art.
I appreciate that. Yeah, what you see on the television show, some of the samples are on YouTube. That's contemporary work, and it doesn't really take that long to do such a thing, but it brings the story across, and hopefully the paintings are something that people watching it will gain much information from it, as well as to enjoy the process of the painting.
Lovely. I want to know, how do you infuse emotion and memory and narrative into your work?
Okay, good question. Well, through the painting itself, it can be wildlife or adult children. It can be space. It can be flora and fauna. It can be virtually anything. Sports. It's all created with fun and educational thought, educational aspects. So it definitely, the sky is not the limit, because I do, again, cover space, and I try to present the work or a story on a positive side. I like to stay on the positive side. Even if it's talking about something that's negative, it'll be put in such a subtle way, that it'll be presented in a warm and secure understanding. So yeah, the love of life, and just life around us.
How do people feel when they stand in front of your work? Have you ever seen somebody stand in front of your work? What are their emotions? What is it that you perceive or you see happening to them?
There was one time when one person was standing before one of my works there, and they had a very surprised look on their face. And I thought, what is this about? Because it was a painting of a wildlife, an African wildlife. I forget what it was, but they had an aghast look on their face. So I had to go up and I asked them what's wrong. And they said, no, 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 it's not your painting. I dropped what I was eating here on the floor and I was afraid I was going to get something on your painting. But all in all, the people that do look at it, they're quite engaged and respectful of the photorealist work that I do. And so it hopefully reaches their emotional side and maybe experiences in life. And just simply understanding the subject that's in view, maybe they can portray it as within their own life.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you see the future of storytelling through visual art evolving in the next decade?
Another good question. Well, on the show, again, when paintings come alive, it does tackle many issues, stories, and again, all through the stroke of a brush. And through this contemporary work, my photorealism painting itself, though, takes that long, as I was stating, a year to create daily. So it would evoke a human understanding or a sense of showing that what a human hand can actually do, what it's capable. So it wouldn't be through such a thing as film or any other mediums or devices, and it carries on both now and into the future. Whereas other visual creatives, whatever that might be in the future, that will always change into different realms that we haven't even explored yet. Whereas realist painting, I believe, anyways, is a constant. It'll always be the same.
For persons who believe that certain things will take over the importance or the essence of painting, what do you say to them? Because some people do believe that paintings will become extinct. What do you say to them?
Well, I don't see painting becoming extinct, that's for sure. It's something that's been around for eons. By, as I was saying, it's by human touch, by human emotions, reaching toward human emotions. Whereas AI, if you got something of that sort, it's created by something outside of the human touch. It's all collaborated together into one, but it's never individually created, such as the stroke of a brush. A hair of a brush can create such magnificent images, and that shows through. You can understand that. You can feel it. You can see it in such a way that, just as you can see an AI, you can see a difference between that and a photograph.
Yes.
A photograph, yeah. So the painting itself, it has a totally different aspect to it. No different than if you look at a movie in the past, classic movie. I'm talking about the 90s, and you get a different atmosphere, especially the black and white. And you could feel that. And if they try to do that nowadays, it just doesn't seem to come through. You don't have that same atmosphere where the visuals or the sound or the music, it's just not the same. So yeah, painting itself, it does remain as, in my mind anyways, my heart, as a constant.
It remains a constant.
Yeah, it really does.
In what ways do you believe that painting mirrors life?
It's a tale, I guess, or it tells of emotions, where it be the present time or in subconsciously in the back of one's mind, and it's just reacting to the subject that they have in view before them, and possibly past, present, or future. Could I say promises? And it's something that plays with experiences in life, and that goes not just for adults, but goes for young ones and children alike. And the thing is, though, we have a little cat that was staying with us just the other day, and this cat, for some reason, just kept looking up at a painting that I did of a leopard laying on a big limb in Africa, and it just kept staring at it. And I would move the picture this way and that, and the eyes of this little cat would keep following it. And when I put the painting on the ground, the cat would stand before it and just look at it. And every time it passed by this painting, it would give a look as if it understood what it was presented before it. So yeah, so it's funny how it even reacts upon an animal itself.
That's interesting. That's an interesting view.
Yeah.
How do you navigate creative blocks when you feel disconnected from your art?
Yeah. It's funny you said that, because in actuality, I never feel disconnected from my art. Yeah, I don't have creative blocks. Like writing, you can have that. Many artists have that. Again, because I'm a realist painter, photorealist painter, once I set in mind the picture I'm going to paint, that's it. I never feel disconnected from it. And it's much like when I was a small child, I always had the need to create. And so, if I can use this analogy, and I've used this many times, it's like climbing a mountain freehand. No ropes, no mistakes, and you're challenging yourself. I'm challenging myself. Contemporary work, to me, anyways, it's nice and I enjoy it and it comes easy, but I didn't feel the challenge from that. And that's why I picked up on doing realist painting because, again, climbing that mountain freehand, you make one mistake and you're off to oblivion. Painting, high realist, you're not off to oblivion, but you don't want to make that mistake because you can't really go back over it again as many months go by. So if you have that little quirk in the side of a mouth, let's say of an animal or a portrait of a person, and you don't like it, it's too late. You have to stay with it, or you start painting all over again. So you got another year ahead of you. So yeah.
For how long have you been doing this, Aaron? Because it's interesting that you have never had a block before.
Yeah, I've been doing it since I was a little guy. I was drawing on paper in front of my mom's oil stove on a cold day, a little blanket, oil stove, just laying there, and all of a sudden there's a flash of breeze that come across the floor, and there was all these photographers coming in to do photographs and do a write up on this little boy because I was able to do this work that looked way beyond my years. And to me, that was kind of odd because at that age, I thought everyone could do this. It wasn't unusual. And so I've always felt that. I've never felt disconnected from it. And so creating it, it's carried on to this day. 60 some odd years later, here I am.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's impressive. That's really amazing.
Oh, thank you. I still don't find it that hard. Not really. Well, it takes time, of course, and
Well,
patience.
it's your passion. Normally, when it's someone's passion, it's not really hard for them to do, especially when that's what you're good at. That's your gifting. So if it's your gifting, it won't, I mean, it will take time, but it comes really natural. For someone like me who has no idea how to paint, have no idea how to draw, nothing at all, it probably would take me time to learn it and hone it. It was always a new. So that's the difference.
Well, Jade, many people I've taught, many that had absolutely no interest in art or couldn't paint or just sat down because they just wanted to try it. And that, in the end, if I was teaching a class, they would be enthralled by their accomplishment, what they're learning. It didn't matter whether they were better or less or whatever than the one teaching or ones around them. They thoroughly enjoyed themselves. And I've never had one person, not one person that ever felt upset or disregarded for what they created, and that they were always happy. And they came out with a positive feel with what they've created. So, yeah, you're playing with emotions. So, whether a person's involved in mechanics or sports and not, but never something that's creative of this sort, even they come away from it and many of them want to do it again, or they just simply enjoyed the time that they had. So I
Nice.
think you can do it. And Jade, I don't know if you can draw a stick man, but I can tell you, I can't even draw a stick man. But it is a lot of fun. It really is.
I love that. What advice would you give to aspiring artists who are looking to create work that resonates deeply with others?
It's almost like what I was just saying when I'm teaching people too. It's not selfish, that sort of interest. Um, it comes from your heart and only your heart. So if you're creating, such as myself, I do endangered species, wildlife or human, then it inspires you to move forward and you pay attention to what you're creating and it educates you along the way. And so if you're passionate toward your subject and you paint something that others are viewing your work and they feel the same, that's an encouragement. But mostly it's what's in your heart and how you feel and how you feel your emotions. That certainly, well, most definitely flows into the work that you create. So if you're positive with the painting you're creating, then the positive will show. But of course, if one is feeling negative, that'll show as well. But the thing is that as you're creating the picture, if you're painting the picture, you're loving every single moment that you're going through. And maybe sometimes you might feel a bit discouraged, but the tendency is to come right back again and continue moving ahead. So never give up. Keep moving on. And it's like reading the book. You just have to get to the end. And it's a wonderful feeling. It's you're zenning out the whole time. So yeah, always look ahead and do it from your heart. Always from your heart.
Always do it from your heart.
Yeah.
That's what makes the difference. Daniel, I want you to let the listeners know where is it that they can find you. If they want to connect with you or see your artwork, where can they find you?
Well, there's actually only two places, and one is on LinkedIn, and the other place is on YouTube. So if they were go to my channel, or if they just simply put in "When Paintings Come Alive," or even in my name, Daniel Taylor, they'll see numerous episodes on there, and also interviews or pictures of my artwork. So there's an opportunity there as well. So they'll get to know who I am as an artist. And if they like to get in contact, I'm always open to hear.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much, Daniel. Thank you so much for sharing
Oh,
with your work and your calm demeanor. Your voice is just calm and soothing.
Jade, it's been a great pleasure myself. I've thoroughly enjoyed this. We waited for a couple of months, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
Yeah,
But we're here. We are
we're
here.
here. Yeah, we're here. And it'd be wonderful if we could do this again. And yeah, and it's always nice to make contact with creative minds. Always.
Y- Yes, always, always. It was good. It was so good. And I want to say thank you so much to my listeners on the Unfiltered by Jade. And we'll be back next week, Tuesday. Thank you.